he sees and talks to, what they read, where they go, limiting her outside or his outside involvement. A lot of time, isolation, typically another aspect of isolation is like the victim will stop having conversations with their family or friends. Friends and family that she's known for 20 plus years just kind of start isolating. And isolation really starts in the beginning. Sometimes slowly it creeps in the relationship. And what the abuser say was like, I just want to spend a lot of time with you. I love you so much.
Oh my goodness.
I know they're going to take up their time. I want you to see your family and friends, but we need to get closer together. And that victim will think, oh, goodness, this person loves me. It's not like they never think about isolation.
Yes.
That's a slowly process that creeps in. Another one is minimizing, denying, and blaming, making light of the abuse and not taking the victim's concerns about it seriously, saying that the abuse didn't happen. Oh no, I just pinched you. Oh no, my hand slipped and you got a black eye.
Wow, my hand slipped. Now that's one I've never heard before.
Because what they do, the abuser shift the responsibility for the abuse behavior onto the victim. So if the victim will say, oh, it's my fault, I shouldn't have, fixed the bacon wrong. Oh, I forgot. I had it on 450 last week when I was baking the cornbread. This time I put it on 350. It just wasn't as moist. Any little thing.
Wow.
Using the children, making the victim feel guilty about the children, using the children to relay messages, using visitation to harass the victim.
Wow.
Bashing the victim to the children during visitations, or if they're just out on an outing and say it. I've seen, out on an outing and say, hey, say this to mom or say this to dad. I've seen where the children engaged in the abuse as well.
Wow.
Like if the abuser say hit mom, they would hit mom or they would hit dad. I've seen that. And that's, like I said, it's a learned behavior. So those children thought that was okay. And so when you're trying to teach our children and trying to change their mindsets, that's hard because if they're 8, 9, or 10, this is all they've known.
Wow.
And if you don't reach them then, and then you get to teenage age, you have to either get that intensive therapy, that intensive counseling for the children, for that child or children, to teach them this is not the proper way.
Right.
Yeah. And using male privilege, that, and this one does say male privilege on this power control wheel. It says treating her like a servant. And when I say male privilege, is meaning I'm the king of the castle. It's different from being submissive. A woman being submissive, this is like demanding, I am the king of the castle. You're going to do what I say. Making all the big decisions, not including her, because we know in a God relationship, the man is the head of the household, and we're going to pray about the things together. We're going to both, come together and make decisions, but ultimately we want the man in the household to make that decision that's best for the family. But he's not like, hey, I'm going to make him regardless of what she says.
Let me stop you right there. So I want to bring this point up because there are a lot of women that are in the church that are suffering in domestic violence situations, but they won't say anything because they feel like, well, I don't want anybody to know, or he's a pastor or he's a minister or whoever that person may be. And God doesn't condone domestic violence, first off. He wants you to be happy. He said, I've come that you may have life and that you may have it more abundantly. And more abundant life does not include someone hitting you, putting you down, treating you bad. You're a child of God as well. He made the man, but he also made the woman. And so in making the man and the woman, he put us here that we may be happy. Yes. And that we may prosper and that we may be happy together. And so talk to that person that may be in that situation. I'm at church. My husband is, maybe a minister. And I don't want to embarrass him.
And first off, we got to get over the point of not wanting to embarrass that person because I'm going to tell you, you might not think people don't know, but they know. They're just not saying anything. Mm-hmm. And you deserve to be in a happy, godly relationship. And so many people have misconstrued about what the word says about getting divorced. Mm-hmm. And if I divorce them, I can't get married again. And sometimes that hinders people that are in the church from leaving that spouse. But like I said, it doesn't matter their social status or where they're at in life or in their community. I just say reach out, get help, seek help. If it's just going to counseling, individual counseling with a DV program or individual counselor that specializes in domestic violence, just go so you can educate yourself, so you can have a plan and decide if you want to leave that relationship. But you deserve better. God did not put you in that marriage for you to get abused.
Yes. And so I know we're running out of time here. Quickly, if you have any type of phone numbers or anything that they could, contact in case they need help, because a lot of times victims won't leave a situation because they're comfortable and they feel like, well, if I leave, then I'm leaving this lifestyle and I won't have anything. And that's that may be the case, but there are resources out there that can help, placement that will help you and your children. You don't feel like, okay, I have to leave, but I'm gonna leave my kids. There's resources out there to help both you and your children. So talk to them quickly, because I know we're pretty much out of time, but if you can.
Yeah, we have the National Domestic Violence Hotline number, and this is a National Domestic Violence Hotline number who can lead you to the specific area and what state, and it's 1-800-799-SAFE. 1-800-799-7233.
Well, Olympia, thank you for joining us today. Thank you again. I mean, that's a lot of good information. If you know anyone that is in a domestic violence situation, or if you yourself is in one, please contact that number. Until the next time, this is Princess Miller with the Color Outside the Box podcast with our guest, Miss Olympia, who's going to be joining us again next week, where we're going to talk about courtship versus dating. You definitely don't want to miss that show. Have an awesome day.
Color Outside the Box is a podcast series that focuses on creating a better you. Whether it's advice about family, relationships, raising children in this technological world, marriage, or careers, we seek to find the answers to help you live your best life. So start your Monday morning off right with me, your hostess with the mostest, Princess Miller, on Color Outside the Box right here on iTunes and everywhere podcasts can be heard.